A current WWE star has confirmed that Cody Rhodes is WWE bound. Honestly, I don't think I've really covered a saga like this, the whole Cody Rhodes thing. Every day there's updates, and it's just super interesting. As we get more updates, I get different opinions. Also, on top of that, WWE has re-signed one of its top stars to a massive contract. This is leading to a lot of feedback on Twitter. I'm not really sure what to think here. And then also, Impact Wrestling has announced a very big match for their next Impact Plus special. So I want to talk about that all in today's video. As always, if you guys want more news and rumors, I give you guys my opinions. Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree, but let's have that conversation in the comment section down below. All right, guys, Impact Wrestling has announced Jay White versus Alex Shelley on Impact Plus. Also, if you're part of the YouTuber Insiders program, I think it's like $1 a week, you'll have access to this as well. It is going to be live Saturday, March 5th, 2022. This will be taking place on the Impact Plus special Sacrifice. So again, Impact really having a good time with this open door, forbidden door policy with New Japan Pro Wrestling. Jay White versus Alex Shelley. Honestly, I don't know if they've ever wrestled before. I don't believe they have. I believe this is a first-time matchup. But even if they did wrestle before, I'm telling you guys, like, as somebody who watches both of these guys work, I think both of these guys are absolutely incredible. This is going to be a really fun match, and I really hope Impact Plus, Impact Sacrifice in general, I hope they are given the time on this pay-per-view, because it's technically not a pay-per-view, it's part of the streaming app, but at the end of the day, I think if they're given the allotted time, this is going to potentially be match of the night, and I'm really excited about that, man. I really miss Alex Shelley. It feels like sometimes he's not always around, and then he kind of comes back a little bit, and then he's gone. And plus, Jay White is doing some incredible work in Impact with Bullet Club. And, of course, obviously, now he is on AEW and AEW Rampage. One thing I might suggest with Impact Plus Sacrifice, keep your eyes on Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, God, Gorillas of Destiny, and Bullet Club. Gallows and Anderson, Jay White, maybe there's some sort of involvement on this match. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Now we got to talk about it, guys. AJ Styles is reportedly re-signing with WWE. Fightful Select reported that AJ Styles has re-signed a new deal with WWE. The contract is believed to be worth north of $3 million. Now, this will also include extra bus travel accommodations for added comfort. Sources believe that AJ deserved every penny. WWE believes that Styles will easily make back his contract, which I agree with that. WWE believes AJ Styles is a big draw. Also, some extra information from Sean Ross Sapp. We weren't given a time length besides the fact that it was a multi-year deal. His original contract was set to expire in the spring-summer and would have him hit free agency for the first time since leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling. WWE expected Styles to have plenty of suitors, and we're told that, as in the case with some other big names in the company, they want to get Styles' deal extended before he could even hit free agency to talk to anyone else. Styles is said to be very happy in the company and has mentioned numerous times that he'd like to work for WWE after his wrestling career. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up, I had a lot of people going crazy on Twitter today because I said, what does this say about AEW? Because Styles, Owens, and Sami Zayn have not gone to AEW. Now, here's the thing. I think a lot of people are misinterpreting what I'm saying. I'm not talking shit about AEW. What I'm asking is, what is it that WWE is doing to keep these top stars? Because there has been this narrative for years that the IWC continues to go along with, that WWE is a bad place. And don't get me wrong, I think everybody has a different experience, but I think it is very telling that you have guys like Adam Cole and Bryan Danielson go to AEW, but then you have guys like Kevin Owens, who, by the way, hasn't been booked that well in recent months until now, and he re-signs with WWE. AJ Styles re-signs with the company, and by the way, that narrative of WWE being this cancerous place, look, we just saw AJ Styles in a tag team with Omos, and my Twitter timeline on a weekly basis was talking shit about how AJ Styles needs to leave. Now it's a good thing that AJ Styles is staying. I'm not sure what this all means, but my question is simply this. What is it that WWE is doing to retain some of their talent? I understand AEW can't sign everybody. I understand AEW can't contract tamper, right? I understand this. But with that being said, if I'm AJ Styles, okay, $3 million is a lot of money. But I also want to make it very clear, with $3 million being a lot of money, why would I not wait until my contract ends to go and talk to New Japan Pro Wrestling? Now, when Sean Ross Sapp obviously reveals the obvious, he wants to stay in WWE, he wants to work for WWE after, okay, that is logical. But that's the premise of my question is, what is WWE doing to keep people? Because WWE has always been, they've always been scrutinized for the way they treat talent. And I think what I'm really getting down to the point is this. In WWE or AEW, it's not a one versus the other type of scenario. I think everybody literally has a different experience. A top guy in WWE is going to get treated better than a lower card guy. And somebody like Mustafa Ali wants to get released, but he can't get released because WWE doesn't want to release him. But they don't want to treat him or book him to any sort of level that AJ Styles is on. So it's like, there is this weird narrative that's being pushed with WWE and AEW. I don't understand why. I think both of them do really good things for this industry, and I think both of them have some things that they need to work on, and I truly mean that. Guys, Pat McAfee has the Pat McAfee Show, and he said today that Cody Rhodes is WWE bound. He says, I guess Cody Rhodes is coming to WWE. I guess, who cares? Him and his little friend started something. It was terrible. We actually went head-to-head with them on Wednesdays. We beat them a couple of times. Who cares? The hell with Cody Rhodes. Guys, it's really funny. He was actually joking about them going to war with AEW. A lot of people actually don't seem to know that Pat McAfee is a fan of AEW. He even recently congratulated Excalibur for winning Announcer of the Year from Wrestling Observer. Nonetheless, McAfee actually did clarify he was joking, but he says he's actually pumped that he's coming to WWE. If he's coming to SmackDown, I'm excited about it. And then he joked around a little bit about putting him in the Stardust gimmick. Now, I also want to mention, I was watching this clip specifically of Pat McAfee talking about Cody Rhodes, and my only thing that I have to say here is because there's been a lot of questions about, WWE and AEW and Cody Rhodes. Is it a work? Is it not a work? And as you guys know, on a daily basis, I'm bringing you the updates. But one of the things I really, really want to mention here, if WWE really is not signing Cody Rhodes, right? Why is WWE playing into it with Pat McAfee, who, by the way, reaches a very massive audience for the Pat McAfee Show? I feel like WWE is the type of company who would kind of censor their wrestlers from speaking out or talking about any sort of public, acquisition of bringing in Cody Rhodes. And I just, I think obviously they're smart. It's the social media engagement and stuff like that. But I just want to make it very clear. I don't think WWE would have them talk about Cody Rhodes openly if there is no plans for Cody Rhodes. Eric Bischoff and so many other people are talking about Cody coming to WWE. At this point, I do not want to wait until Raw after Mania. I want to see it happen immediately. And as for what Pat McAfee said about Stardust gimmick, leave that shit alone. We don't want to see it. That's why Cody Rhodes became something so much better in AEW, because he was not in that stupid ass gimmick. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and I will see you next time.